Hi everyone, welcome to my FlossTube channel. My name is Joanne and I am the Eclectic Stitcher. This channel is about cross stitching. Today is Sunday, November 17th. If you are returning, thank you for continuing to come back and commenting below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you like what you see and that you decide to join me in this cross stitch community. I have lots to share. I have been gone for several weeks, probably a month. I don't know. I didn't even go back and look. But I know it's been a while. I've been ready to record for some time now, and it's just finding the time of day to do that. So here I am. Welcome. I'm going to get right to my content. I like to keep my videos, between 30 and 40 minutes if possible, so that you can move on to other floss tubers because I know that there are a lot out there. And I know that I am trying to still get caught up with the ones that posted last week. So let's get to it. Thank you for being here. Um, I want to start first by showing you all my FFOs. So first thing that I'm going to show you, this is actually a class that I joined, my local LNS, which by the way, I'm from Central Florida. I live in a small town. Best way to explain, I live about 2 hours south of Orlando, so I'm right in the smack center of the state. But my local LNS is Crafty Framers. They are in Largo. They're an amazing store. Miss Peggy and Rick and Miss Anna, they are amazing. Peggy had asked me about a month ago before all the storms hit if I had anything that needed to be finished because she needed something to do. And so I said, sure, I sure do. I've got a drawer full of stuff. So I just gave her a handful of things. I don't come with instructions. I tell her, here's what I have. Do whatever you like, whether you're going to frame it, do flat fold, I don't care. Well, I do have one instruction. I do come with one instruction, and I don't know why, um, but I'm not a pillow person. So the only thing I tell her is don't turn my stuff into pillows just because I don't have, to me, pillows are not something that I can display well. I don't have a dobo. I like to be able to put things up on my bookshelf at work. So that's really my only instructions. Now, does Miss Peggy listen to me all the time? No, but that's okay. She does pillows, and I've shown before where she's done some pillows, and they're amazing, and I love them. But that's really my only instruction. It's like, I don't want all these pillows. She loves making pillows. But she does a great job. Her team does a great job. And so I'm happy to share what I have. But before I do share those FFOs that she created for me, I wanted to share an ornament that I did. I had seen her. She sends out a newsletter and email when classes come up. She has a finisher. Her name is Sue, who is a northerner. She lives up north in another state, and she comes down. We call them the snowbirds. They come down to Florida during their winter months. And so Susan, she is one of those individuals that comes down in the winter months, and so she will host classes, finishing classes at the store. And so when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is really cute. I really just like the chart. And so I wanted to do it. It is an ornament, and she taught us how to do the cording. So here it is. Here is my finish. And this, I'll tell you a little bit about the chart. This is Garden Romance number 2 by Apple Harvest Designs. And so I stitched this on an 16 count Ada color white, and I just used the DMC color. Now, Miss Sue is very big on when you do things like this, whether it's a pillow or an ornament. She is, using fabric, which I think it's great. You know, people will use a piece of fabric on the side with some kind of print. She is big on, let's stitch something on the back, you know. But stitch something, a lot of times she will tell you to take something from the chart, whether, you know, I could have taken this little flower and stitched it on the back. I could have taken the butterfly and stitched it on the back. With this, all I did was I did put my initials and then 2024. And then, of course, I stitched the same border from the front on the back. I did not stitch. I did these Smyrna crosses just because I just wanted something small. But for this one, I did not want to stitch one of the chart motifs. But there it is. I really enjoyed doing this. It's not perfect, but it was fun to do. It was a very small class, and so she taught us how to make the cording. It was, you know, handheld. One person's on one end, you're on another end, you're winding it, another person takes, so it was really fun. And then we sewed it on there. So that's my FFO. This is my first ever made ornament. And it's another thing, I don't really decorate seasonal. I'm not a seasonal decorator, but I thought this was really cute. This will hang in my office somewhere. So yeah, so there's my finish. And I think that's all I had to say about that. Okay. Now, for my FFOs that Miss Peggy did for me, I'm going to show you those. Miss Anna is their framer, and she did an amazing job selecting frames for this. But here is my first FFO. Now, give me just a second. I don't know if this is your first time watching me, I create my own cross-stitch sheet where I keep information about the charts that I stitch. I also put a picture of it. So when you see me looking down, or you'll notice when I'm showing my WIPs, I have this on the back of my WIP so that I can read to you what I'm showing. But anyways, this is a chart that I stitched back in 2021. This was actually probably the second piece that I stitched when I started cross stitching. This is All You Need by Lily and Val. This was a kit that I bought at Joann's Fabric. And I stitched this in a few weeks. Let's see. Yeah, a couple weeks. So when I started cross stitching in the summer of 2021, I found Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitcher, and she started a summer camp back then. And so this was one of my summer camp pieces. This was actually my July piece for that summer, where I don't know, I didn't write down what the theme was. I don't know if it was, you know, stitch from a designer you never stitch or anything like that. But anyway, she has themes for the months, June, July, and August. And she's still doing the summer camp. I don't really keep up with that. But this is how I started stitching, and this was the second piece that I stitched. So Miss Anna found this frame, and of course, you know, they have the backing. I've never had anything professionally framed. One thing I do like is that they do this puffy stuff. You really can't see it. It's not flat. It's got some poofiness to it, and I really like that. I like that effect on there. I think she did a great job on that frame. It's really nice. And when I stitched this on the 14 count Aida, just a black Aida, and I just used the DMC, probably white, or, you know, it's just white. So there's that. This next one was also framed. This is one that I had finished this last year, I think. Yeah, July. Oh, I actually finished this on my birthday of this year, in July. This is 4th of July by Tiny Modernist. And this was just an online freebie that I found. I started this back in January of 2022. So again, I was still kind of new to not floss tube, cross stitching. And so I found this free chart. I stitched this on a 14 count Aida. The color I think is French Country Mocha. And I just used the called for DMC on this one. That's it. And then they used a small blue frame. It's a cute frame. I think it's perfect. But I love that little chart. I actually changed a little bit I didn't change the colors. I just like here I added this line here. I don't know why I felt like it needed to look like one of those dangling flag things, so I added that there. I may have changed the colors on these star looking things where I wanted a variety. I wanted the 3 colors to be there, but other than that, I didn't change any of the colors. So that's 4th of July. Put that there. This next one I really love. This one is by the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan. Let's see, where does it look better? Here? Here, let me do here. This is Seasons of the Heart Autumn. So Janine has all seasons for this. I do plan on stitching the other 3 seasons. I don't know when I'll start that. But I really like this chart. I started this back in December 2022, and I just finished it back in June. And so kind of glad I had it done and had it finished, because I think that Miss Anna did a great job on this frame. I really love that. I am stitching this on a 14 count Aida color light oatmeal. This is just a fiddler's cloth, something you buy at Michael's. Now when I first started stitching, I didn't know much about fabrics. All I knew was Aida, and 14 count is how I really started. So a lot of my older WIPs are definitely going to be mainly in the 14 count Aida. I did use all the called for DMC colors. And I really love that. I think that frame was perfect. It's really cute. All right. So there's that one. Okay. This next one, and I thought Miss Peggy did a great job with this. I thought it was really cute. She made me a project bag with this one. Let me tell you a little bit about this, and then I'll show you the bag. This is Eat, Stitch, Sleep needle book. It was actually supposed to be turned into a needle book. This is by Charlotte's Web Needlework. I started this back in January 2023. I'm part of the monthly magazine group by Carolyn Seasook Stitch and her friend Robin, and so they do what they call the challenge in January called Baringo, and so I participated that in 2023, and I needed to stitch something that was sparkly, and so I found this piece of Aida. It's a 14 count iridescent Aida. I don't know if you can see it. It sparkles. But I thought, well, I need something sparkly, so I found this, and then I just found this stitch. This was just this came from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from the June 2020 issue. So I stitched that. Nothing big about that, but she turned this into a project bag, and I thought it was interesting because she used those, you've seen those mesh bags that you get like at Amazon or anywhere, and that's all it is. It's a mesh bag, one of those mesh bags, and she kind of created like this pillowcase type thing and just sewed it on there, and I thought it was really cute that she did that. So that's one of the finishes, and then she used that same technique for this other cross stitch piece, although these two pieces, obviously they don't go together, but I think that she did a great job with this. Oops. And she did the same idea with this one. Now this one is Stitchography. This was a chart that Fat Quarter Shop did back in 2021 for World Cross Stitch Day. And I actually bought the Cosmo pack that they put out for this piece. And so I did this back in 2021. So this has been finished for a few years. It's just been sitting in a drawer. So I was happy to see Miss Peggy turn this into a bag. Again, same idea, same type of mesh bag. But yeah, that's really cute. I'll put that up there so you can see. And this was also my first time using Cosmo floss. Again, brand new to cross stitching. I don't know anything much other than Ada and DMC colors. So when I found that chart and they put the Cosmo floss out, I thought, hey, I'm going to give it a try. All right, two more. This is a cross stitch piece. This was for my August summer camp challenge in 2021 for Miss Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher. So the August theme was to use a new to me floss or fabric. So I did both. This floss that I use, this is Anchor floss. So this was the first time I introduced Anchor into my stitchy world. And I just picked my own colors. And then the fabric that I use was DMC Charles Craft Fiddler's Cloth. And it's an 18 count. So this is when I introduced 18 count. So again, I've been only stitching for 3 months. And so I took advantage of this challenge and I stitched an 18 count. I went up to 18 count and I used Anchor floss. Miss Peggy said she had found this. I don't know if hopefully you can see this. Let me try this. She said she had found, I guess, some kind of pillowcase or something that had this. Oh, you can't see that. Try that. It's got some hearts. Maybe that you can see. Look, this is really cute. It's like an old pillowcase or something, but it has some heart on there, and she thought this would be perfect for that. But I like this type of idea that she used back there. I think it's great. So it's just a little pillow ornament. Again, it's a pillow, but it's cute. And something like this, I think I would definitely, I'm definitely going to hang these things. They're not going to sit in a drawer. So that's that one. And this last one that I have here, this is actually a gift for my sister. This is Quaker Turtle. I finished this recently. This is called Quaker Turtle by Mindful Needle Designs. He's really cute. I'll show you his face there. He's just really cute. And so my sister likes turtles, and I thought, oh, I'll give this to her. So Miss Peggy, look at this. I really love this fabric. I think this fabric is great. So Miss Peggy made a pillow out of this. I think my sister will like this. I stitched this on a Charles Craft Ada 14 count. You really can't see it. It's one of those printed, Michael started bringing in those printed Adas where you'll have like a splash of like pink and green or blues. This is one of those, but you really can't tell. I don't know if you can see the modeling there a little bit. This is more like a bluish. There's some blue and some green in there. So I use that for this. And it's just a 14 count. I actually picked my own colors for this because I didn't have what was on. I didn't have in stash the call for. But yeah, I love this little guy. It's a little Quaker turtle. And I bought this when I went to Fort Lauderdale to visit the cross stitch cupboard. So that is the store in Fort Lauderdale. It's a little bit further south from me, so that's why I go to Crafty Framers. So there's my other finish. All right, so let me get all the stuff put aside. Let me get my WIPs and we'll get going. Okay, so let's talk about WIPs. And for those of you who are new to cross stitch or FlossTube, WIPs are works in progress. I have several WIPs. I actually have a new start. I started this a couple days ago. So I'm going to show you that and then we'll get going from there. So here's the new start. I want to make sure I'm getting it there in the picture frame. This is King of the Flower Garden by Under the Garden Moon. This is actually I am stitching this for a class. When I was in my last class where I did that ornament with the cording, Miss Peggy at Crafty Framers told me about this next class that's going to be probably in January. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. Don't know where I left off, but this is going to be an actual class that Susan's going to do in January, where she will show us. It's going to be turned into a pillow. Yes, I know I don't like pillows, but that's okay. I really like this chart. I like doing classes. I think it's fun to be with others and learn new things. I am stitching this on... I didn't write it down on my notes. It's a 25 count Lugana. The color is leaf, something leaf. I don't know who the dyer is. I am trying to find that information out. But it's like a pinkish. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe there. Let's see. It's like a pinkish color. It's really cute. But that's where my progress is. I will probably finish this in the next week. When I join classes like that, I kind of stay focused on stitching on the class piece. Just so that I wanted to have it ready so that all we're doing is putting it together in class. There is another piece that is going to be for class probably in March, and I'll show you that in my haul. So that's what's a new start. This next piece is also a new start, but this is special. I have a friend, Miss Shelley, who is doing a stitch along with a group. I was not able to go to this retreat this last year, but she wanted to include me in her stitch along, and she had kitted up the piece that they're doing, and it was really cute. She mailed it to me. She actually made this bag for me. Well, not bag for me, but she sent it to me in this bag. She had it all kitted up. I guess I should have taken this out. But look at this bag. Is that not the prettiest thing you've ever seen? She made this bag, and I think it's really nice. She kitted it up with all the DMC floss. She also included a cute card. But this is called, oh, I got the chart over here. What am I thinking? But here's the chart. I started this. This is called Crafting in Progress by Kristen Ashley of Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. And I just bought this from the Etsy store. She also sent the fabric, which is the 16 count Black Ada. And like I said, the colors are DMC. So just stitching this with her. I think this is really cute. This says, "Do not disturb, crafting in progress." So this is a new start. I don't have a whole lot there, but I really like this. This is really cute. I like the way the colors are kind of, none of these flosses none of these colors are variegated. So you kind of give that look by adding to it. So yeah, so that was actually Stitchy Kindness from my friend. Let me put this back here, as well as a new start. All right, so let's keep going with these WIPs. This next one is from Jardin Privé. Just want to make sure you guys can see it. Let's see something. Okay, this is by Jardin Privé. I'll bring it up because I know it's kind of small. I am stitching this on a 25 count Lugana, and it's just the color white. And I'm stitching this 1/1, so it's really small, but I love it. My fabric is big piece of fabric because originally I was going to stitch 2/2, but I changed my mind and I really hated it because I could have really turned this the other way and done 2 of them here. But I do have all of them. This is the seasons. This is summer. There's one. There is one for each season, and I'm stitching on that. So there's that one there. I'm going to kind of move along a little bit quicker than I normally do just because my daughter has to go to work here in about 30 minutes. This next one, now if you see, sometimes I put this green arrow, it's just really to show, I don't edit my videos, so I want to be able to at least show what I worked on. So this one is Sunshine and Blooms by Teresa Kogut. This was a Garon Stitching in the Wall Retreat exclusive back in 2023 last year. And so I kitted this up at the store. They had the fabric and the floss all together. This is 18 count Ada Grandma Slip by XJU Designs. And it has a combination of DMC, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. And when I last worked on this, I just did that flower there on the top. I am stitching this 1/1. So it's got more of a vintagey look to it. It's not very bulky. I don't know why with 18 count 8, I'm still playing with that. Sometimes doing 2/1 is a little thick, so I guess it really depends on what I'm stitching on, whether I do the 1/1 or 2/2. 2/1. This next one is Long Dog Samplers. I can't tell you the name of the chart, but I will translate it. It's between dog and wolf, and it is a Long Dog Samplers. I bought this on their website. I started this with Crafts and Books. They created an event in January of this year to start and work on a Long Dog sampler chart. And so I chose this chart, and actually my friend Debbie is actually stitching this chart with me. So we have our own little stitch along going along with this. I am stitching this on a 28 count Lugana by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and the color is Wild Mint. And I am using DMC color for the blue and the orange, and then the black is Anchor Black. And I just kind of worked on that section there. I think last time I just kind of did all this black. There's a lot of black there, so I only do a little bit at a time. I may move. Once I get that dog done, then I can kind of just move, or the wolf, sorry. I can kind of move and jump around. I do a lot of that when there's a lot of one color. Sticking to one color the whole time, I have to move around. So I'll get moving on that too. This is also a new start. This is Quaker Rose by Stone Street Stitch Works. This is an online freebie that I found. And the reason I'm stitching this is because I never use sulky floss. And when I was kind of debating with 18 count, do 1/1 or 2/1, it was suggested that I try sulky on 18 count because you don't have to split it. You just use the one. And so I purchased this color. This is 4030, which is a pinkish floss, variegated floss. So that is a variegated floss that I purchased at Crafty Framers to give it a try. And I really like it. I really need to finish it. I started that and I worked on it for a couple days. But that's the progress that I have. I thought it was a really cute chart. This next one I have been working on for a while. This was a stitch along. This was a mystery. I'll show you the chart. This was a mystery stitch along released by Fat Quarter Shop. This is called Autumn Beauties, and this was back from 2021. I do believe that this is still a pattern available, and I think it was a free pattern on their website. But this was a mystery stitch along. As you can see, I did not. I'm more of what we say now, start alongs. I started this back in 2021, and there it is. And I am stitching this with the called for Classic Color Works. I actually have won the Classic Color Works from a giveaway, and so that's what I've been using. And the last I worked, I've kind of just finished this wheelbarrow here. I really need to get back to this and stitch it. Just finish it. I am stitching this on a 14 count Ada by Lori Holt, and it's color oatmeal. Let's finish that. All right. This next one is Patriotic Angel by Stitchy Princess. Am I in the frame? Yes. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Ada color Hog Bristle, and I'm just using the DMC color. One, I like to stitch patriotic things. Two, I love her charts. Just want to make sure you're seeing that there. And I just worked on the lady. This last time that I worked on this, I worked on the lady piece or motif. Okay. This one is my first ever Carolyn Manning piece. It's called Solar Flare. And I am stitching this on an 18 count Ada color white. I am stitching it 2/1. And Craft and Books, I do join. I'm part of their Facebook group. They also have a Zoom group. They did a challenge back in September of last year for Labor Day where we were encouraged to stitch do a full coverage style. At the time, I had not started any full coverage stuff, so I didn't want to go big, and so I thought this one was a cute full coverage. For those of you that stitch Carolyn Manning or never stitched Carolyn Manning, a lot of her stuff can be considered full coverage. And this is a pretty decent size. This is 122/122. And when I work on this, I don't park threads. I kind of just work. Some people like to work diagonally across, the work in blocks. I actually, when I start a color, I try to finish that color. So I do bring it down if I can. and I just kind of finish that color and I clip it and I go. Okay. So I don't park. If you don't know what parking is, a lot of times people will park their threads and they got all this threads coming out. That my anxiety level could not deal with that. I like to just finish the color and then move on to the next. But I do try to fill in the boxes as I go. This next one is a Christmas chart by Tiny Modernist. It's called Merry and Bright. She put this out at Jingle Ball last year, which, by the way, Jingle Ball is coming in a few weeks, couple of weekends, January 6th. That first weekend in January is Jingle Ball. If you have not purchased your Jingle Ball ticket, you need to go visit Lindy Stitches. It's only $10 to get in, and you get a lot of entertainment, stitchy tables, designer visits, stores. Obviously, if you want to purchase things at the store, you do that on your own. But lots of good entertainment. Check it out if you've never heard of Jingle Ball. Lindy Stitches, check her out. So this was one of the Jingle Ball exclusives that Tiny Modernist put out. And this was a mystery cell. And when she introduced this, I just thought this was a cute chart to stitch. I really love those ornaments. I actually, this last time I stitched on that orange ornament that is marked on with that arrow. So I get to move on and start some of the other things. I'm not really a seasonal stitcher. I just kind of stitch whatever, whenever. And so sometimes when I find things like that, I just, once you start something and you really like it, then you just keep going with that. And I really like stitching on that. Like I said before, I am big on patriotic things. I know this is kind of whack with that paper, but this is patriotic or American Eagle by Twin Peaks Primitives. This actually came from the Patriotic Ornament book in 2022. And there's where I am. When I last worked on it, I finished that 1776 sign. I'm stitching this on a 25 count Lugana color potato. And I just started this for my 2024 birthday month, which I did the red, white, and blue stitching for my birthday this month. A couple of you had joined me. I know Hannah from Okie Stitcher. Thank you, Hannah, for supporting. She joined me in on the red, white, and blue cell. And if you're stitching anything red, white, and blue and you want to hashtag it, hey, go for it. I feel like that will continue to go on. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I really like stitching on this. Again, if you are stitching something patriotic, I know that hashtags on Instagram sometimes don't work. I still can't see stuff. But if you wanted to just let me know, say, hey, I'm stitching on this. I really thank you for joining again, Hannah. Thank you for joining me on that. And I'll probably do the same thing next year. We'll see. This next one is also a new start. Oh, my things. Okay. Yes, I started this recently. Not a whole lot of progress. This is actually a kit that was provided for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit Retreat, which is hosted by Acorns and Threads. This is a partner chart with, Beth, Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. She created this chart partner with Teresa Kogut. This one's called Across the Miles. Teresa Kogut did one called No Distance Too Far. And so I am going to stitch these. You can stitch these separately or you can stitch them together. I am going to stitch them together. And so I started this one. This is going to be the top. So obviously this one will be on this side, and then Teresa Kogut's will go on that side. And I don't have a picture of it together. And I am using the called for Classic Color Works and Weeks Dye Works. This was a kit that was provided with our swag bag for the retreat. Now, I normally, because Acorns and Threads is in Oregon, I don't travel to their retreat. I do the online version of it. So they do the online, they do the retreat in person, and then they have us online, and that works great for me. You still get all the stitchy goodness that you would get if you go on in person. Um, so yeah, so that's that one there. So those are all my WIPs. I have a couple of things for haul. Let me get that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have a couple of charts that I purchased when I was at Crafty Framers. Again, I went to that class. After the class, of course, you still have some time to shop, and I did a little bit of shopping. I've been wanting to stitch a tiny town and by Heart and Hand. And when the patriotic one came out, of course, you know me, anything patriotic, I really let you know if it's something I would stitch, I would do it. So I purchased the patriotic tiny town. This came out, I think, this last year. So this will be my first tiny town. I did not kit it up yet, but I will do that probably in the next month. I'm going to try to go back to Crafty Framers and get that kitted up. And I will probably, what is this stitch with? Classic Color Works. I'll probably just do the DMC for that. This next one is for the other class. I told you that along with the bird one, there's going to be another class in March. And American Stitch House by Chessie and me is going to be the project that we'll be working on. And Miss Susan is going to teach us how to do the fob, how to do the needle book. There's like 3 or 4 charts in this. And so when I saw this, and actually when we were at the class doing the ornaments, she had these pieces with her. And of course, like anything else, you see a chart, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll stitch that. When you see the model or you see these pieces, sorry, pieces together and stitch, it's like, wow, it makes a difference. You really get enabled when you see the model stitched or when you see these charts stitched. And so that's what happened. So I went ahead and got the chart and I'm going to start stitching on it. I told Miss Peggy if I don't start now, it won't get done by class. So that's one of those. And then Garden Romance was another piece. This is number 3. This is the other part of the ornament I finished. I saw this and I thought this was really cute. And so I had to buy it. I don't know that I'll finish this as an ornament. Words. But I just thought, you know what, this is cute. I'm going to get it. And whatever happens, I'll do with that. So hopefully I didn't say too many times. I'm so sorry. So that's all I have for you today. We're about 43 minutes now. Not a whole lot of haul, quite a bit of WIPs. Hopefully I've shown all my WIPs that I had. I've had this all set up for a couple of weeks now and I just, life. But other than that, as far as plans, let's see. So Thanksgiving week, I am off all week. This is the first time in 15 years that I will have a week off for Thanksgiving because the office is closed. Now, I actually, if you have been watching me or well, you're new, I was working at another place for 15 years and I've in a new place now. I'm working at a local college, and so the perks of working at in the school system or at a college is you get holidays. So this year they're giving us Thanksgiving week, and I can't wait for Christmas because in Christmas we'll get 2.5 weeks. And I don't know that I can get used to that, all that free time. I've never had all that free time unless I use my personal time off. So Thanksgiving is coming up if you're here in the United States. Uh, not this coming week, the next week. So I am going to be doing a lot of stitching that week. Probably will be in some sort of Zoom group stitching and chatting, and maybe I'll do some challenge. I don't know. I'm still looking around. But other than that, nothing really special going on. And then, of course, Jingle Ball is going to be the first weekend in December. So find me there if you want to join in. I am part of the Lurkers group. So if you see a table around called Lurkers group, you'll find me there. I do jump around in the Zoom in the stitchy rooms. So just come by, say hello. If you see me in one of the stitchy rooms, say hello, send me a message, and let's chat. Um, but other than that, no other plans. I haven't really been participating in a lot of challenges. There's a lot of great challenges out there, but I have been busy with life. If you remember, I mentioned joining a billiards team. So I've been playing pool once a week, and that's been a lot of fun. And so I don't join challenges because I need to be able to just freely stitch on whatever. And so that's what I've been doing, other than the fact that I've been stitching now for class, but that's okay. I'm good with that. Other than that, I just kind of stitch whatever. I have a list of my WIPs printed out. They're numbered 1 through, um, and so then I just randomly picked a number and then I'll stitch on that. So nothing really special going on. That's it. Thank you for being here. I Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully you liked what you saw. If you have any questions, comments, please comment below. If you just want to post a heart emoji, at least I know you watched me. If you want to like, that will be awesome. If you want to subscribe, great. But hopefully I'll see you back again. And I hope you have a great day. Have a great week. If you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you eat a lot of turkey and food and um, yeah, thank you for being here. Have a great day. Bye.